Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of NCW, also known as New Comic Wednesday. If you haven't been with us before, we chat for a few minutes every Wednesday about Zenescope's newest releases. If you don't know who I am your NCW host, Amber, and there is a Santa here and the sun because this is everyone's favorite holiday, Friday the 13th. Nah, just kidding. It's Christmas in July, and we here at Zenescope are participating and will continue to participate for San Diego Comic-Con next week, which I'll talk about in a little bit. To find Zenescope's newest releases, you will head to zenescope.com, press comic books, and press new releases. And everything that has been released in the last couple of weeks or previously or today will all be up on that webpage. You can also get our latest releases on Comixology as well as your local comic shop. On top of that, to make sure that you never miss a coffee with Casey and Noah, an NCW, a VCon, a retailer stream, a movie club, make sure that you subscribe. You press that notification bell, you subscribe to our YouTube channel, and everything's Zen because I knew our latest episode, the podcast episode, dropped last week. And make sure that you like, you share, you comment, you subscribe, etc., so other people can find out about Zenescope's newest releases. This is going to be a special edition of NCW because we're going to talk a little bit about the new releases, but we're also going to talk about how the projects behind these work, some other upcoming projects that, has been teased to you guys, maybe we haven't dived in. So today I'll be having on our art director, Chriscote, as well as co-founder Joe Brusha. Yes. Hi, everybody. Brave and so sweet always. So here we go. Without further ado, we have 3 releases today. We have our graphic novel release, which is our Red Agent release. On top of, we also have a Van Gogh and the Bunnyman new release and a Van Helsing new release. So I'm going to kind of do things a little bit backwards and immediately bring on our art director so we can kind of talk through some of the art and, his role in this. So here is our lovely art director, Chriscote.
Hey. Hey.
What's up, Chris?
Hey.
Are you wearing a shirt that you designed?
I am. It is the VIP 2018 VIP event shirt. Yeah.
The 2018 shirt.
2018. We did make new ones.
Not to be confused, yes, with the 2022 shirt. We made one for Vegas, and I know we're making another one for Philly.
Yep.
So let's talk a little bit about the graphic novel. I won't touch too much about this, but today's graphic novel is a Red Agent release. As an art director, do you have, any really participation in it for the graphic novel stage? Or are you kind of more hands-off because obviously you've helped put together the single issues that have made it a graphic novel?
Yeah, actually the graphic novel, I'll go in and I'll take all the single issues and then I'll put them together into one full volume. And then from there, what we kind of do is be able to refine the series a little bit more. I'll go in and add like it'll have a new cover treatment. Go in, have a copy right here. And, we'll do all the back matter and the, pretty much, the interior of the book, all that kind of stuff to kind of just package it to make it, instead of it just being the single issues, now it's the full volume. So you get the full story. So we'll go and add all different kinds of graphics and things like that. Just make it really polished and cool looking.
Do you have a say in how you guys actually pick the cover that's going to be used for the graphic novel, or does that happen more with Dave and David?
Dave and I will, we'll discuss the cover before we solicit it. We actually choose the covers at least 6 months before they get released through Diamond, through the Diamond book database. So it's actually me, Dave, and Jen will work that out. That process, and we'll go through the covers. We'll just select the best one that looks the best and also fits the story. And that's pretty much it. Yeah,
that's how it all works from start to finish. Any other participation that you have as an art director on a graphic novel?
Well, I mean, since the series is pretty much a finished series, it's pretty much just adding just additional graphics, maybe some things that didn't make the series. Sometimes we'll add like an art gallery in the back of it, which is pretty cool. Just double check Red Agent does not have one, but sometimes if you flip to the back, you'll see some like the inks and just different elements to the book.
And I know, I don't know why I always associate, I don't think you have a particular favorite artist, but I always associate Jay Anacleto covers with you. I wonder, I don't know if he's your favorite, but we always end up working with Jay Anacleto covers when I'm like talking to you or we're coming up with like convention projects, etc.
Yeah, his work is awesome. Like we've been using his covers for anything from marketing, trade shows, on a lot of the different trade covers, anything that's really like related to advertising or marketing, because his stuff just catches your eye. You just, as soon as you see it, it's, you just gotta get it, gotta get that trade.
Gotta get it. Okay, I will read the synopsis quick and we'll kind of move on. But still on the run after recent events, Red and Avril are lured out of hiding by Rubicon, a sinister government agency that has taken the place of the Highborn Initiative. In order to clear their names, they must track down the woman responsible for an attack on a high-tech genetics lab, Dr. Helena Moreau, and her vicious animal-human hybrids. The beginning of an exciting new series inspired by H.G. Wells' classic novel collects Red Agent, Island of Dr. Moreau, 1 through 5. So that is our graphic novel release today. Like we mentioned before, graphic novels come out probably like every other month, I think at this point. We do have a graphic novel subscription that you can subscribe to at any point, but it is $19.99 in our web store right now, written by Brian Studler, and with covers by Jay Anacleto and Ula Moss. So again, there is the really awesome cover, which you've also probably seen for some marketing materials that we've used, but Red Agent is like our Little Red Riding Hood character of the Grimm fairy tale universe, except she's more badass. So make sure that you check that out. Moving forward, we are now headed to today's other two releases, which is our Van Helsing release, as well as our Man Goat and the Bunnyman Green Eggs and BLAM. And I'll have Joe on in a little bit to talk a little bit more about Man Goat and the Bunnyman. But let's chat about the art direction and the covers on this. So Casey, if you want to pop up the 3 covers for, let's do Van Helsing first. There you go. We got A, B, and C, Van Helsing from the Depths, which is a fun creature from the Black Lagoon. So Cote, take us through, what kind of say do you have in the cover development, or if any? Because I know Dave is very also involved in the cover development. Like, do you help come up with the stances for the characters? Are you the one that figures out, obviously, where the text goes? Because as we can see in cover A, it's more in the corner, and cover B and the C, it's up higher, to make sure that it doesn't block any of the characters, etc.
Yeah, in the beginning of the process, when it'll be like Dave, Ralph, Joe, and David Wolf, they'll come up with like cover concepts and story meetings, stuff like that. And then as the covers come in, they'll be sent around, and then we'll get to vote on the various different layouts and stuff like that, and pick the best cover that we think to go on the book. As far as the finished covers, I'll handle a lot of the trade dress, so like the logos, the placement, stuff like that. So I'm kind of involved in a little bit of like voting on the cover layouts and also the graphic design portion of it, which is everything right here.
this part of it right here.
Yes.
Do you ever, does a cover ever come your way and then you're like, oh, this isn't what I wanted, and you go back to the artist and ask, for a redraw? Or is it that you kind of just accept the cover that you have, even if it's not the same vision that you thought it was going to be?
Most of the times early on, when we vote on the layout, we ended up picking the cover that we want. It's very rare, but there's sometimes we got to go back and make some modifications to something. I think that as far as on my end of modifications, it's been kind of rare. It's rare, but sometimes I'll have to go in and adjust the cover because we've had this newer style layout to the book lately. So like, so we might have to shift the cover around a little bit to get everything to fit on the cover. But yeah, that's
the general rundown.
Yep.
So outside of just our actual new releases and those types of projects, you actually work on a lot of the promotional materials that we use for Zenescope, as well as a lot of the products. And I know I'll kind of like run through some of the most recent projects that you've worked on, and Casey can pop up some of the images. But let's talk a little bit about the Grim Universe trading card packaging. So I don't know if she wants to pop it up. There we go.
Yep.
So talk me through the design of something like this. Is it that you get together with Joe or who's ever leading the project? Is it that you have a vision in mind? Like, take me through as an art director, like how you would handle and what all of the steps are.
Okay. Yeah. This trading card project was a fairly large project. We ran on Kickstarter. It has a lot of different elements. Basically, Joe would come up with the idea, and then he would assign the idea, and pretty much from there, just trying to create the look of it. All the various elements and assets to it. Putting everything together, coming up with various different designs for packaging. For the for this has trading card packaging. It had boxes. Had actual different layouts to the trading cards themselves. We have like hero cards, we have villain cards, we have a lot of specialty cards like the cold foil, the lenticulars, different kind of things like that. And each one needed, just different things that we needed to create.
So then that kind of hops me to the next project that you've been working on. Or let's talk a little bit about the graphic novel layout. I think that you brought in the checklist, et cetera, for graphic novels. But how do you feel that the interiors for something like that has changed throughout Zenescope's time? Like, how is it now that you've developed this checklist? Do you feel like it looks different than when Zenescope first started? Do you feel like you try to keep the branding the same?
It's just trying to evolve the look as we go. Try to keep building on the last thing that we worked on. Just keep building on top of it.
Really fast. So here's a perfect example, a breakdown. So talk a little bit about this page. Like, what is the significance of this page?
Okay, these are checklists for our graphic novels and our oversized issues. We've been doing a lot of these oversized, like one-shot quarterly issues over the last, I'd say, year and a half, 2 years. So now you can actually, in the back of the book, go and go back and see what you've missed, or what's coming up, or if you want to collect it into graphic novels, you have a new list of books that you can go back and get.
Yeah, I think that's one of the challenges, we have as a publisher is that, titles are constantly coming out, and it's really interesting, especially when we attend conventions, is we get so many new fans and they're like, okay, so where are we at in this storyline? And you're like, oh, so here's, the main parts that you want. But if you go to a single issue and you open up, like, they're like, what, you're on like issue number 56? Like, this is number one. How do I make sure that I get everything or read everything so I'm up to date with all of your most popular characters?
Yeah. Yep.
Which can also be true for our Collectors Club collectible cover checklists. Like, again, like, I know that you work on most of the checklists. Talk about like why you guys decided to do checklists and how, it really benefits collectors and other fans.
Well, it's just so they can, go back and get what they missed, or, they can even see what's coming out, different things like that, so they can, complete their collections. This particular one is something that we're working on right now. We just solicited in Diamond. I believe it might be in the August previews, where you actually be able to go get it, order it from the store. This is a checklist with all covers from 2021, all the different collectible covers we have, whether it's Diamond Retailer, the Cyberpunk covers, the serial covers. So you'll be able to see everything that we've published last year for collectible covers.
And I'm going to keep going through some of Cote's projects. So again, more involvement, like as an art director, you're not just involved in the actual, assistance in the publication and overseeing the art direction, but you're also involved in a lot of the products. Do you want to talk through, the box set as well as Grimopoly and what main involvement you had and maybe some challenges that you had in those projects?
Yeah, Grimopoly pretty much designed the packaging, the game board, the various card elements, and that we actually had just got those in not too long ago. They look really cool. The Van Helsing box set was a collaboration with Ashley, the graphic designer. She had created the front covers and the box set treatment, and I handled the interiors to that, which has all 9 Van Helsing volumes.
Just giving. And so with the characters on the actual Grimopoly board, like where did you get the images for those? Like how did you pick, or these were just like images that you've had over time that you constantly reuse for these characters?
Joe had picked out some of the characters, Jen picked out some of the characters, and myself, we just, we selected the best, what we thought is the best image for each character, to kind of give it like a bit of a cohesive look all the way around. Because not every pieces of art of our characters will, match up. So it was try to finding a style that kind of worked throughout for the different characters, the different realms.
Okay, so I just saw somebody had come in, ask a question. Oh, about Grimopoly. When will it be available to buy at the store? I know it's planning right now to go to the web store. If you actually go to any convention at any point, we always have Grimopolies on at the shows. They're very limited that we usually bring. We also offer a convention deal on those. So if you're planning on San Diego, New York, C2, or Emerald, we'll have those there. If not, they'll be heading to the web store soon. So the last project, which I'd like to talk about, is the calendar. Take me through the calendar.
The calendar. We had actually just wrapped this up yesterday.
Oh, cool. So yep, everybody's seeing a preview right now.
Yes. The calendar, this is something that we've done just about every year, the 12-month calendar. Ashley, the graphic designer, she handled the interior. She did an awesome job creating the inside to this calendar. This features all the artwork featuring the top art from John Royal. I took care of the front cover and the back cover. So it's pretty much this is this is a fun project to make. It's a little bit harder than other projects because it has a lot of little elements from like making sure the dates, the holidays, everything, the alignment. It's a little bit more on the technical side, but these are always really cool. To if you wanted to get a calendar, this is an awesome calendar, and can't wait to see this come in.
When do you think this is going to be on sale for?
I don't know. That'll be a better question for
Joe will be asked that question very momentarily. He can never say that I never prepped him for questions, because here I am teasing one of the questions. He's shaking his head no in the background, but that's okay. Well, I know we kind of went through a really, really fast run through, but being an art director is obviously a really big responsibility at a publisher, because, the art is what makes comic books different than regular books, right? Is like you constantly want to engage with the art. You have a vision of how somebody looks, and you want to make sure that you maintain that vision. So I know that we switched interior artists, and I especially noticed for Gote and the Bunnyman, right? From our first storyline, now our second storyline. What is something as an art director that you want to make sure is, really kept in line, or in terms of like constantly switching and constantly having new artists developing characters, that people already know and love?
Yeah, I mean, the big thing is trying to keep something consistent. You got to be able to have a consistent feel for each book, but also be able to build on the previous, and even to allow a little bit flexibility in bringing in different styles. So like it's kind of just creating a very familiar look, but being able to do things differently with each volume. We actually even had a short story that came out last week that had
the birthday bash.
Awesome story. That had the original volume 1 artist did the interiors, and then the cover artist for that short story is doing interiors for the current arc. So being able to bring in 2 different artists and have a little bit of overlap And I think it's very cool when you see an artist that does a cover that then does the interiors of the next, and then the artist that did the the interiors of the next does it. So it just creates this kind of brand, and it's really cool. And with Mango and the Bunnyman, you're seeing that.
I'm just going to rewind really quick. So Stephen had a question about the calendar. How do you adapt the images? They look square in the calendar.
Okay, so the calendar format is they're like, it's like a 12 by 12 inch by 12 inch square. So we have to kind of crop in or scale the images to kind of fit, because our covers are rectangular. So it's almost like having to, it's like, unfortunately, you might have to crop like, the lower half of the body, or you try to look for the most like dead space in the image and try to just crop that out to get it to fit.
Cote asking and answering the most interesting questions on art direction. It is kind of interesting when I would ask for projects and you like slide me around to your desk and you start showing me things. I'm like, how is he doing this?
Yeah.
How does this all still look good?
Yeah.
Well, thanks so much for coming on today,
Yeah,
Cote.
yeah.
Again, this is Chriscote. He's our art director. He's been with Zenescope for a decade, over a decade.
Yeah, over a decade, 2010.
2010, over a decade. So
yeah.
about 20 years, JK. 12 years now.
12.
Thanks so much. I'm sure I'll have you on very soon again, because we have a lot of exciting projects coming up.
Awesome. Yeah, it's been fun.
The trading cards and some other Kickstarters. And I know how heavy your involvement and Ashley's involvement. So I'm sure I'll have her on again very soon too.
Awesome. Thanks for having me.
Okay, cool. Bye, Cote.
See you. Bye, everyone.
Again, that was Chriscote. He is our art director. He oversees, art direction, either whether it's our products, whether it is our comics. But I know usually we dive a little bit more into the new releases, but I thought it'd just be cool to preview some stuff for the fans today, as well as, get a better understanding of how he develops this, what's his role, and how he oversees the issues that you get every Wednesday. Speaking of issues, we didn't dive too deep into our second release. I'll go back and talk a little bit about Van Helsing later, but our second release today is Mango and the Bunnyman, Green Eggs and BLAM. And we have our wonderful co-founder and writer on today. He looks so excited to join me in the backstage. Look at that happy smile. The most excited.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right, good.
So before we dive into the other things we have to talk about, let's talk a little bit about Mango and the Bunnyman. So why do we get a part 2 to this storyline?
The masses wanted it. Did
you get extreme fan mail?
Yeah, we like these characters. The first series did really well, so we decided to come back with a second series. They're just fun characters, so we wanted to keep playing in that realm.
Why come up with the Birthday Bash webcomic in between?
See, this is what I don't like. I don't like these impromptu interviews. I wasn't even supposed to be. You didn't even ask me to come on this show today until like an hour ago.
If it makes you feel better, I had a plan that I was going to ask you, and then so
I really don't know why we did that, other than I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, it's a teaser for sure.
So okay, here's part 2. Why make it free?
Because we love to give away free stuff here at Zenescope to get our new readers hooked. I think the original idea is we were going to have some kind of digital filler in between the two series, and we talked about it. And then this story really deals a lot with Floyd Bunnyman's backstory, so we wanted to give a little bit of a prequel to it, and we never got around to doing it. And then we're like, oh, we're almost done the issue number 1. I was like, crap, we got to do that free preview. So then we did it.
Wow, what an answer!
It's great, and it's free for all you people to go out there and look at.
So we talked about the Birthday Bash last week. So head over to our social channels. If you subscribe to our e-newsletter, if you don't, you should. If you subscribe to our e-newsletter, you can check out the comic there. Casey might drop it in the comments as well. It's, I believe, a 12-page read, so it's really, really fast, but it's scandalous. It's pretty scandalous. And
do these guys up here bother you?
I hate them.
How bad the Dallas Cowboys are and how good the Eagles are?
First of all, the season hasn't started, so we don't even know how bad they are yet.
We know. We're going to have a private little bet of who wins the division because it's going to be the Birds.
Well, that's because they have like the easiest schedule this year. But actually, Carol did shout out. Is that a little Sela in the back behind you?
It is. It's from our statues. There you go. That's the Sela Kickstarter statue. If you don't have it, buy it. Or wait, actually, you should wait a couple weeks to buy it, and I'll tell you why soon.
Well, I mean, now you've teased it, so you should probably say it.
Nope. Let's keep talking Mango and Bunnyman. What else you want to know?
Okay, so Mango and the Bunnyman. Casey, would you lovely pop up all 3 covers, and I'll read the synopsis really quick. So it's $5.99 in our web store. The world's greatest monster fighting team is back. Mango and Bunnyman are ready to save the world again if they don't kill each other first. Don't miss issue 1 of this 3-part series filled with monsters, mutant, and Bunnyman madness. And here are your 3 covers. So obviously we know the characters on cover A. Who's this character on cover B?
Who you asking me?
Yeah, I'm asking you.
That's a dog man. They're an integral part of this storyline.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so that's kind of one of the villains that they will be fighting against.
This is making me laugh too. Good answer, Joe.
Trying to find something. Wait, what is going on here? Cover A is fantastic. Yes, they're all.
Cover A is really creepy. I feel like Floyd honestly in this, like I read issue number 1. He feels like not like a darker character, but he feels like obviously he gets emotional halfway through for a lot of the story, but I feel like he's grown up a little bit.
He's definitely a little bit more angry, dealing with some personal angst. You know, that's part of the story with this is Floyd doesn't really know where he came from. He thinks he does, but you're going to find out very quickly that a lot of it isn't true. So, you know, that's one of the, you know, cool things that's revealed in this series. And I think it's a little bit the way he's drawn. He's drawn a little angrier in this series, but he's definitely, you know, dealing with some stuff.
Speaking of dealing with some stuff, so the importance of this birthday bash is that maybe
you guys didn't show the other cover. I don't even know if we have it. Just an FYI.
Oh, is this the collectible cover?
What's going on? Something happened. Oh, it's because my screen went dark. There you go. This is the diamond incentive cover that can only be get. It's already going for $175 on eBay. So
wow,
they'll be out there in stores. We might have a couple for sale on our web store.
Speaking of, so just talking about Diamond, actually Brian asked this before and I thought maybe you would know the answer. So we talked about the Collectors Club checklist that we were showing and was solicited in Diamond. Where can they get those and how?
They'll be for sale on our web store. They'll also be, I think they're going to be released in comic stores in October, I want to say. But the you know, it's just finished design, so it'll be printing in the next couple of weeks, and they'll be available on our web store and at shows and on the VCons. We'll definitely put them available on the VCons, and they'll be available through Diamond. So you'll be able to get them wherever you want.
So again, issue number 1, Mango and the Bunnyman. My last question before we hop on is okay, I made that joke last week, but whatever.
Good fun.
Will we see a crossover with All Guts No Glory since it lives in the same universe?
No.
What's funny is I had Ralph on last week and he's like, yeah.
That's why I said no. I mean, probably. We'll see. We're trying to build out this universe a little bit. So I don't know where we're going to go from this, but we'll have a story meeting coming up soon and we'll plan it out. You know, I don't know. It all depends on if they both survive. You know, they might not make it through this series.
So if you guys want the 30-year-old character who was in college from All Guts No Glory, I don't know if you heard this, Joe, but I kept teasing Ralph because I was like, this girl's supposed to be in college and she looks like she's 30. So
we do that a lot.
He made a joke that I looked old and it went from there. But
I didn't see that.
Now I know that you don't watch NCW every Wednesday. I guess I'm kind of offended.
I try to. I only watch it when I know I'm going to be on.
Oh, look, Now that you're on, we can get all the people to ask you things. I've been collecting Zenescope since the beginning. Wish there would have been more done with the Arabian Nights Sinbad storyline.
Me too. Me too. It just didn't sell that great back then. Someday maybe we'll bring it back. But yeah, no, that was one of my favorites. Dan Wickline wrote that, and he had a really good feel for it. It just, you know, it wasn't one of those ones that took off, so we kind of killed it.
R.I.P. Well, maybe one day.
Yep. If we can get a petition with 100,000 signatures, we'll definitely bring it back.
Ben, start the petition.
Start working on
it. Okay, so the real reason you came on NCW today is
we're going to talk about a new promo, our Christmas in July promo, Xmas in July. So this is going to start on Friday. There it is. Wow. I don't even have to show anything yet. So starting on Friday, we're doing a special Xmas in July promo where certain products that are for sale on our web store, if you buy them, you will get a special limited edition collectible card. Each card is going to come with a prize. There's all 13 cards. There are 13 of them actually. So 12 are kind of common. You can see the ones below. And the grand prize card, which is limited to one, will be a grand prize trip to San Diego next year. So this is the first time. These are trading cards. They're not metal cards. This is the first time we've ever done any Z-rated trading cards. It's all of the eBass icon covers that you can see there, the first 6 from this year, both versions. And each one of these cards, like I said, is going to correspond with a prize. So, you know, the more frequent ones will be just a discount from the website, but you can win some really cool prizes. There's some showcases. There's card sets. There's a bunch of different stuff. So I have this little binder, which nobody's seen yet. First time being debuted today. This will be in a Zen box coming up. I should probably cover some of these. Well, it's all right. So you can see there's the cards. We got all 13. They're already in house. There's some more real quick. I know you guys love the way this. There's one. Where's it at? That's the grand prize winner. It'll look just like that. There'll only be one going out. And if you get that, you win a trip to San Diego. Starting on Friday, they'll be with graphic novels. If you buy a $19.99 graphic novel, actually, if you buy 2, you'll get a card or any of our bundles, our legendary bundles. So look for those starting on Friday. We're going to go probably for 6 weeks with this promo, depending on how long the cards last. What's so funny?
Well, I was laughing because obviously we never flash oopsies on NCW, and here you are just doing it. But what also made me laugh was the thought of like to buy 2 graphic novels, and I was like, oh, Red Agent came out today, so you already have a purpose to buy 1.
There you go.
Just get a second.
There you go. Yeah, there are going to be some really good deals, but that brings me back to you were saying about Grimopoly. Grimopoly is going to be released August 5th. So, and that'll be one of these promos. It'll be a full price, but, you know, because we're selling them at the shows for a little bit of a discount. But if you buy Grimopoly when it's released, you'll get a card. And somebody asked about something else was going to be for sale. What did I say earlier? Does anybody remember? Oh, statues. Statues will be one too. Statues will be discounted if you don't have one. If you buy one in like the second week, you'll get a card with that too. So very cool. They're going to be very collectible cards. They're very limited. So anybody who's into trading cards, not only you get a cool collectible card, you win a prize. Every one of them.
Any update on the Kickstarter?
Kickstarter is finishing up. We're just waiting on a couple of sketch cards, original sketch cards. We had to expand the, we started off with, I think, 200 hobby boxes. And because of how well it did, we had to expand to 300. So we had to get an extra 100 sketch cards in. Everything else is done. We just saw the cards today. I think packaging is done. Everything looks really good. It's just, so I would say probably within the next 2 to 3 weeks, we'll start shipping out.
Cool.
That it?
I'm trying to think. I know. Okay, so you just talked a little bit about Christmas in July, which when
this
Joe
will be
leaves,
in the Zen box, this little card thing. Want to see something else? It's going to be a Zen box, some Zenescope. This is all special previews. Nobody else is seeing this stuff.
Is this going to be in the Zen box that literally will be at San Diego, or is this going to be in the next?
This is in the San Diego Zen box, I believe.
I know the socks are in there, but not.
No, this is going to be in the fall Zen box.
Yeah.
So limited to like 200. You'll probably get a couple extra cards in there. Not these cards, but you'll get some. What else?
Kickstarter we already talked about. I'll talk about Christmas in July, San Diego once you leave. I don't know. I'm wondering to see if anybody asked any more questions.
Nobody has any questions.
If you have questions for Joe,
This is it. My last time on NCW. You know
what?
I want to ask? I have a question I meant to ask, and I wanted to check with Amber and Casey. What's going on with the NCW collectibles? Have we destroyed any? I mean, I know we have some extras. Like, we got to blow them up.
We haven't destroyed in a while, but you're right. We need to. We need a good destroy video. I know we did talk about
because I believe somebody said we would not destroy them. They were like calling us out on that. We will destroy
No,
them.
we do.
Good.
I love ruining things.
All right. That's say that twice.
Oh, you have a question from Noah.
Okay. Is that our Noah?
Yes.
My day's going horrible. It's always going horrible. Look at my eyes. I can barely. I finally over these allergies. I can still barely.
I was gonna say you look better.
I went to the doctor. This is better, right?
Well, I mean, you.
I went to the doctor yesterday. They gave me my weight, and it's horrible. I'm doing terrible now. Thank you.
Interesting. Well, I can set you on my marathon training schedule if you'd like.
You know, yes, thank you. You should. I found out I'm not going to San Diego this week, so I'm not happy about that.
I know.
Really looking forward to it because I haven't been there in a couple of years.
What if you just went for like a day?
I can't go cross country for that long and then have to come back. I just can't do it.
2 days.
I thought about it.
Fly out like Tuesday and are there Tuesday, Wednesday, and then leave Thursday. You could help set up and you could still take meetings. There probably still people there. Throwing it out there. I
will think about that. I got to think about that. It's a lot.
I have another suggestion.
Yes.
What if you instead go to like Emerald City then? I know you'll come to New York, but what if you go to Emerald City?
When's Emerald City? I'll go to Emerald City.
Emerald City is the 3rd weekend in August.
Maybe.
C2 is in like 2 weeks, and then Emerald City is 2 weeks after C2.
I'd probably rather go to C. Yeah, maybe. We'll see.
We could I'm sure that you will do
great.
There's
nothing like San Diego. There's nothing like San Diego. The weather, everything. So
the crowds, the busyness,
maybe I'll
overpriced
go
drinks.
From Tuesday to Friday. I have to check. It's that might. I don't know. It's a long way to go for 3 days.
That's right. Jeff's like, no drinking in San Diego, Joe.
I'm always at work. I haven't had a drink in San Diego ever. Never had a drink in San Diego.
Interesting. Well,
I'll say this. I don't know if I've ever had a drink that I paid for in San Diego.
Oh, wow. Joe's hustling out there. He's hustling people out there.
Yes, maybe I will. I'll think about it. That's it. That's my bad. That's my bad. Thanks, Noah. Thanks for reminding me of everything that is miserable. But
again, we had co-founder Joe Brusha on today. Me and him will have some sort of offline bet about how the Eagles will maybe win the division because of how easy their schedule is, but will once again lose in the opening round of the playoffs. And if they don't, Dallas probably.
I'm not real happy about those players, but this guy, if he was still playing, I'm sure he's destroyed a couple Cowboys in his illustrious career.
Isn't it coming up on aren't you guys like a month away from draft?
Yeah. A lot of drafts. Got a lot of drafts this year. So can't wait. That's all I got. Thank you for again having me on with no prepared questions. Appreciate it.
Perfect. I will have you back on, even though you say you'll never come back on, very, very soon, Joe.
Sounds good.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Again, today we were talking about 3 new releases. We didn't dive too much into them. We actually dived a little bit into Man Goat and the Bunnyman, but we talked about Man Goat and the Bunnyman. This is the second set. So the first part, which is part 1, 2, and 3, is now a graphic novel for $9.99 in our web store. You can go get it. And then you can read the Birthday Bash, which came out last week, totally free. And then you can read this Green Eggs and BLAM #1, $5.99 in our web store, written by Joe Brusha. So if you guys didn't know, the first issue sold out of the original series. This is very popular, so make sure you go out and read it. Our other release was Red Agent. Today was a graphic novel. Like Joe mentioned, there should be a deal on graphic novels coming later this week for the new promo that we'll be doing with the cards, but it's $19.99 in our web store, and it is the entire opening storyline of Red Agent. And like I mentioned, Red Agent is our Little Red Riding Hood character. The last release that we have today is our latest fan Helsing story, which was From the Depths, written by Pat Shan, an emotional story. I didn't get to read the synopsis for it, so I will do that right now before we sign off. In the shadows of Liesel's past lurk secrets tied to the legacy of the Van Helsing family, born from the work of her father, a deadly new adversary, oh my geez, rises from the depths of the murky waters of River Thames, and only the famed vampire hunter has the ability to return the twisted creature to the darkness it came from. 32-page story. So I'm a personal fan of Creature from the Black Lagoon, and it was cool to always see like a good fish story arc, and not one that I was expecting. There was a lot of twists in this. There was a lot of callbacks to some past Van Helsing storylines. So actually, another fun side note. So I started watching the Van Helsing sci-fi series on Netflix because it's on. And I'm kind of into it. I'm not going to lie. It's very much my vibe, but it's funny and cool to see in the opening credits where it says based on the series by Grimm Fairy Tales. By Zenescope Entertainment. So that's kind of cool. And then you see a nice shout out for Joe Brusha and Ralph Tedesco, which is always awesome. But again, if you want to know the true and real Van Helsing storyline, make sure that you read From the Depths today, or you go back and read some other Van Helsing. And to do a really serious callback, get the box set. It is in our web store right now, or you can get it at the conventions. We bring them. It has, limited edition matte covers that are incredible, insane. And so make sure you check those out. So this is, again, we've had a lot of really long NCWs lately. This was 3 issues or 3 new releases. That's what we were talking about. I see Casey falling asleep in the background. No, she's just really cold because it's cold in the office. But we have a lot of exciting announcements. Like we said, a lot of new products that are coming out, a lot of new promotions. That's what we like to tease on NCW. But next week, 1 week from today, we will be at San Diego Comic-Con. Like Joe mentioned, he will unfortunately most likely not be there. But the rest of your incredible Zenescope team will be, including Casey, Noah, Jason, Dave, David, Ralph, and myself, as well as some cosplayers dressing up as your favorite Zenescope characters. So there'll be a whole weekend of giveaways, including Christmas in July promo, scratch-offs, etc., and a collectible cover that we will only offer on Saturday for Christmas. And like we mentioned, these covers will only be offered at San Diego Comic-Con and on the VCon. They will not go to the web store. So if you're going to get these covers, either send somebody to San Diego or make sure that you get them on the VCon, but these will sell out. Everything exclusive at San Diego always sells out, the entire process of San Diego. So if you're going to be out there, make sure you come by booth 2301 and hang out. We also have 2 really big shows after that show, which is C2E2 happening August 5th through 7th. That is in Chicago. Casey, Jason, Noah, and Ralph will be attending that show. And Emerald City, which is in Seattle. So come by both of our booths. I believe our booth at C2E2 is going to be booth 821. I want to say it's 821, 812. I have to double check. I booked it in the system. It's one of those 2 numbers, but I will see you guys there in a couple of weeks. So again, C2E2 Emerald City. Our next VCon is literally 2 weeks away. And like I mentioned, a lot of what we'll be selling at San Diego will only be accessible through San Diego and the VCon. It's going to be a 3-day event. They're going to do a preview night on the 27th and then sales Thursday and Friday. So hang out with the team for the longest VCon of the year. It is our beach con, our beach bash. Woohoo! Other kind of quick things, our NCW collectible cover. So this month's collectible cover is out now. Like we've said, we've been diligently destroying. So we probably need a destroy video very, very soon of a mass destroy. Maybe I'll be kind of interested. Maybe we can do something fun in San Diego or something of the sort. But this is our cover out right now. Go out and get it if you haven't gotten it. Like we mentioned before, it will... Anything not sold gets destroyed and you never see it again. And it's difficult on Jason. Anything that's difficult on Jason is my favorite thing in the world. No, JK. So you can get it right now. And every week we give out a collectible cover. Oh, that's actually a good idea, Stephen. Wouldn't it be funny if we destroyed some? What if we gave VIPs the opportunity to destroy covers? I don't know if they would. I don't know if I trust you guys to not pocket these covers. But that's actually a kind of funny... what if we did, this would have been funny if we did a fan, that's true, a fan submission where we're show us how you destroyed the covers and then you have the opportunity to destroy them, the creative ways that they would have destroyed covers. But anyway, so our NCW collectible cover we give out every Wednesday. But this week's winner for our NCW collectible cover is, drum roll, please, Daniel. Congrats, Daniel. Throw some confetti up in the air. Yes, yes. Woohoo. Congrats, Daniel, on winning the NCW collectible cover for this month. The stipulations for next month are, here we go. Be a part of our Ketchum subscription, and we'll choose somebody from the subscription label. So again, every week it's a new person who wins. So our Ketchum subscription, I think, is our top, or at least top 3 subscription of this year. It's one of our most popular. So I'm sure we have a lot of subscribers to it. So I'm excited to see who's going to win. And those covers have been like crazy hot. Like they've been really, really good. Sun is like crushing it. I don't know if I do trust you, Gus, about destroying these covers. I don't trust anybody to destroy these covers, just Casey and Noah. That's why I've tasked them to do it. I only trust them. I wouldn't even say I trust anybody else in that office, JK. I trust everybody. I don't know if we have any other major announcements. Yes, there we go. To be the first to mention the NCW collectible cover. Oh, did we do last week's something? I don't know. Oh, that's right, because so Ralph's convinced we're going to do an NCW that Wednesday from San Diego. That's not happening, man. First of all, we're going to be at West Coast time, so I'll have to do it at noon. And second of all, we all know that we're like putting together a booth and someone's going to yell, it's 11:59, and I'm going to scramble to find a computer, and it's probably going to be a mess. So we might have an NCW next Wednesday. If we don't have one next Wednesday for San Diego, then we'll just talk about the releases next Wednesday, the following Wednesday. So those are the 2 stipulations. So we'll announce 2 winners next 2 weeks from now if we don't have an NCW next Wednesday. That's actually really funny. This made me laugh, Aaron. I'm sure there'd be a lot of significant others who would be happy to destroy a lot of our covers, because I see everybody in the VIP being like, have to hide my mail call from my significant other. And it always makes me laugh. Let's see. I think that kind of might be it. Oh, next week's releases. I believe, have Belle as our release next week. I don't know if I missed anything else. Casey's like, those were this week's releases. I think Belle's our release next week. So I'll see you guys again. We might not see you next week. We might see you in 2 weeks, but whatever the case, that's what it is. Okay, so after this, make sure the VCon next week, Movie Club, I believe 2 weeks later, or VCon 2 weeks from now, Movie Club also probably 2 weeks from now, then C2E2. Every Monday at 1 p.m., go hang out with Coffee, Casey, and Noah. Every Wednesday at 3 p.m., come hang out with me. And, oh, wow. Yes, Brian is a master. That's why Brian's coming to Philly. He said last week he was on the fence, but I'm a full believer that he will come to Philly, even though I probably won't be at Philly, but I know that he'll be there to help support the team in any way that he possibly can. Robin Hood. That was our other release. Oh, so I could probably ask Joe to come back on, but what if, he wouldn't, but I was like, what if, because we'll be in San Diego and Joe won't be, what if we put him to do NCW by himself next Wednesday? That would be kind of funny, actually. I'd kind of be interested to see. I know that if Ralph ever did it, he'd probably just like mimic me in the opening, because he likes to make fun of the way I talk. So he'd be like, hi, my name's Amber. But I'd be kind of interested to see what Joe would do if he did an NCW. Anyway, this has been a long edition of NCW. We talked about 3 new releases today. We talked about some new products. We had our art director on to talk a little behind the scenes of what happens. But make sure that you tune in every Wednesday at 3 p.m. here at Zenescope, where you come for the covers, but you stay for the stories. I will see everybody maybe next Wednesday, if not the following Wednesday, or at San Diego.